PvP, but he has so much experience playing against super high caliber players. Here he is in the booth.
Yeah, 2-4, all 4 losses coming from the PvP matchup, as you mentioned. Did lose his most recent game and was on a bit of a hiatus from Pro League. Didn't play for a while. I think mostly focusing on individual leagues, but still a very solid player. And I think saying okay, 2-4 versus a 1-0. The 1-0 is not a big enough sample size to go on for Ruin. Ruin, a great player at the beginning of Heart of the Swarm. I thought he was going to be one of our best players. IM was looking really solid at the very beginning, but he really fell off quite a bit. And you know, honestly, I'm a bit surprised they field him instead of Trap today, or Squirtle even.
Yeah,
not instead of Younghwa, but like instead of those other two.
I think this guy is definitely going to have. He has to have something prepared for this map. It's going to be Habitation Station. But it's hard, you know, it's PvP. What can he do here against PartinG? I think PartinG is the, you know, the guy, the favorite here.
Absolutely so. Well, let's find out exactly how Ruin wants to play it. If he doesn't take a win here, then PartinG is going to close us out 3-1.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top left in the red for SK Telecom, it's PartinG.
And up here to the top right for IM, it's Ruin. I'd like to mention this about him. He doesn't play too often, but he's one of our only players in Pro League that only has 2 names in Korean and not 3. His first name only being a 1-syllable name. And I want to mention as well, the last time he played was in fact on this map where he won against Myungshik. So no easy feat to actually beat Myungshik. It was in round 3, so not a ton of time actually passed in between us. Looking at the date of the map, it was actually on May 6th, so about a month ago. And I mean, anything can happen on this map, and PartinG is playing in a volatile matchup right now.
And he sends out his probe here pretty early.
Yeah, scouting very fast.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, isn't PartinG, you know, pretty infamous for not scouting?
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a scout knowing PartinG. I think it's going to be a hidden probe.
Forge, or
he could drop a forge. Let's see what he decides to do. Yeah, maybe no. Okay. Oh, double gas steal. Oh! Oh! He gets it. Unbelievable. I cannot believe Ruin allowed that to happen. He had his probe right there.
Yeah.
Right there. All he has to do is right-click on it. That's like an unacceptable mistake. We've seen PartinG actually do this before on this map in PvP.
Well, actually, I think Ruin thought like his probe was close enough to kind of deny the gas. Because like if you get your unit kind of close enough to the gas, it'll make it unbuildable. So
yeah. So I thought I feel like he should have just right-clicked a little bit harder, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
like, that's like
a little bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, that's out of control.
That's
mistake,
actually
man.
a lot of damage. I mean, look. I mean, obviously there's a lot of minerals invested into this, but at the same time, look at all these probes pulled.
He's blocking it himself.
He's trying. Oh, and the gas goes up, but still, got 1 gas.
He can also, if he wants to, continue to deny gas by going between minerals and gas, and he's going to be able to steal repeatedly over and over again gas and minerals. So
that's exactly what he's going to do.
If the base ends up getting mined out later on, I mean, this is going to be some gas that's missing.
Yeah, it could be a bit of a gas. I mean, I'd love to see him like do it like 30 times or something, then it'd be like some real gas loss, but I don't know if it'll last that long.
Well, I mean, it's something to note, right? I mean,
it all adds up in the end.
And he's also, I mean, every time he goes to minerals, he's blocking probe mining.
Yeah.
The Zealot's out here now, though, so I don't know how much longer this is really going to end up lasting.
Yeah. Some cheeky play for sure, and really nicely done.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see the follow-up here. You know, maybe with the earlier tech, he goes Stargate?
I think it's absolutely correct. By the way, I want to point this out and mention 100% for Ruin to be pulling all of those probes. Cannot allow the gas to go unmined. It's so much more important than minerals.
You cannot go gasless again in PvP. It's just not gonna happen. So very well played.
That was a build we've seen before on this map. It's usually only used on short 2-player maps like this. And just a bit of a mistake to not block that. Not blocking the second one is one thing, but You know, PartinG, of course, sacrifices so much to send that early probe. And as you mentioned, Brendan, as you predicted, we are going to see a fast Stargate here.
He chrono boosts out this Stalker first, so he definitely wants to deny the scout because there was a probe from Room coming across the map because he needed that scouting information.
Yeah,
but wasn't able to get it because of that Stalker. So now Ruin is in the dark.
Well, he's in the dark for now, but there is a probe bottom left, and it looks like he will go for a scout there.
Yeah, the Stalker here might pop out in time. It's like really hard to say if he'll actually stop it.
Yeah, it looks like he will be out in time, but maybe he can maneuver his probe around.
The positioning of the Stargate is really, really good.
Stalker runs past.
Yeah, he just was on right click, so he's going to actually come in here and see this.
Probe's going to see everything, sees what's being made, sees an Oracle being made.
That hurts because I bet PartinG's going to be shooting himself in the foot for this one because he really could have denied that had he controlled his Stalker a little bit better.
Yep.
Well, it looks like with 2 gates going down, PartinG's going to put on some heavy pressure with the Oracle. He's actually going to attack with this. This is something also Ruin has scouted, so he can respond accordingly. He's got a lot of chrono energy to help get his units out. I think he needs to be using that, honestly. He's at so much energy back at home.
Probe here could have been used for a closer pylon to be built later, but gets picked off there by Ruin.
Here comes that Oracle across the map. He barely misses this pylon because it's on the high ground, but here's that Oracle.
Going to be as sneaky as possible, go all the way to the north, but it's immediately seen. Blink as well on the way for Ruin, got to mention that. Oracle coming in here, not quite able to get any damage. Nice defense by Ruin.
No damage, but definitely forces a big reaction. Forces Blink Stalker and gets some great scouting off. Sees exactly the tech Ruin is going, and from here, I mean, PartinG has all the information he needs to go into the robotics facility, go into Immortals, kind of play defensively, get a natural, and yeah, you can play a very smart game from here.
Yep.
Always with the threat of this Oracle doing a lot of damage.
If he goes over there and uses the Oracle for high ground vision too, that could be really annoying. Good tag here. He sees literally everything. And there's that Nexus you were talking about. He can secure this with all the information he has.
Yep, great envision. Going to keep track of a lot of that army, as well as the tech in the base and kind of all the probes. So he's going to keep an eye out on that natural. Looks like there is a probe there. He could deal with it if he wants it. There we go.
Nice pick off there. This is going to delay it for a long while here as well. We're seeing Ruin commit to a heavy amount of Stalkers here, 9 Stalkers, and I have to say, as we get later and later in PvP, they're not going to be too useful. He needs to get damage done here.
This Stalker's so dead. Oh, he's like, blink hug.
Yeah, I mean, Immortal out just in time. He can force field this ramp, but he might want to go up to his main.
I think he should be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine.
He doesn't want to blink on top of that or anything like that. Gets a probe and gets out. Second Immortal on the way too.
And it looks actually...
Oh my god, he needs to be careful here.
Ruin's actually really all in with this. He has not made... Oh, he finally makes his natural. His natural Nexus is so delayed.
Way, way behind.
I mean, PartinG is just about to finish here. He's going to be so ahead with economy and tech with these
PartinG is basically just like laughing at this Nexus that he can look at right now. Can also harass it as soon as the probes transfer down. He already denied it once by killing that first probe. And it's just, he's always checking around with his Oracle, use Revelation on the probes, which means that basically any probe that goes to make something will reveal the tech because it's envisioned. And actually just going to straight up harass here because the Stalkers are a bit out of position. That's a brave move. The Stalkers...
Oh, Nexus Cannon snipes it.
Yeah, that was... Could have probably just blinked there, but that's important to note that now he doesn't have any energy on his Mothership core.
Yep, that's definitely a good thing to note. And we see Forge go up for PartinG, so he's going to sit tight, get some upgrades. Ooh, and we see a DTs. But
okay,
I mean,
that's sneaky.
It's sneaky, but at the same time, there's already Robotech. So
yeah,
like, there's going to be observers on the map.
I don't really know about this. I feel like it's kind of a
desperation.
Yeah, it's like a desperation move to me. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is, but I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, right?
Well, so. I mean, it could also be Archon, just simply used for Archons. I mean, I guess.
It's possible, yeah. Warp Prism coming in here, so it looks like he's going to drop DTs. And that can oftentimes catch you really off guard if you're not expecting it and you don't have observers just in your main base if you don't have a Forge. That can do a lot of damage oftentimes.
Rune's also got his Observer with a bunch of his Blink Stalkers, so he wants to pick off this Observer of PartinG, it seems like, the one that's trying to come in here and scout. And if he can deny the scouting, could be pretty sneaky.
Definitely could be sneaky.
Yeah, PartinG is probably wondering, like, what is going on? You don't seem to have enough units to warrant,
like,
He's probably like, I don't know if you have DTs or what, or if you're just really far behind because you're on one base for so long.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's not too worried. I mean, he definitely has the advantage, especially with economy.
PartinG has 2 observers on the map, not just that first one that's in the main base, so...
Gets that one.
Okay.
Here's the other one. It's patrolling, actually, between the main and the natural.
So he's
I
waiting.
think he knows what's up.
Yeah, he's definitely a possibility there. So he's like, okay, could definitely be DT. And we see 1 DT on the way.
Yeah, and actually, does he deny the... Okay, the drop in the main base. Let's see how much this one gets done. He has to split up. There is a DT coming towards the natural as well, and this is a problem. You know, you have to split your units twice. DT actually prioritizes the Nexus, though. So he has to actually right-click on probes. That's actually so funny.
He has no kills now because of that. Could have gotten about 4, it looks like.
Yeah, I think so, easily.
4 swings on the Nexus. A bit of a mess up there by Ruin.
And even walks back into the cannon and dies.
Oh, but there's still a DT in the main, and the observer moved. He's going to do a couple more hits, get a couple more kills, and it's kind of, you know, it's actually really helping out Ruin there. You're forcing all these probes to go off mineral patches. It does incredible amounts of damage that you wouldn't really think about.
Yeah. Oh, I think that PartinG needs to just take a third base from here. He could alternatively do an attack. If he sees a third base of his opponent, just wait for that moment and seize it. But, I mean, I like his position with charge done here. Just take a third base, hold it, keep his better immortal count, and you start to go into Archons. But we'll see how he decides to play it, because PartinG is a player who oftentimes actually goes for something a little bit different than your average, more light player, as we say in Pro League.
Yeah. Well, he does drop down the Nexus, so just going to want to defend back here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good move. Play defensive. I mean, he actually has lost the supply lead too. So Ruin taking charge. Ruin really gearing up for an attack. Hasn't decided to go for a third base or anything so far.
Yeah, adding a bunch of gateways here, trying to get those Immortals out as much as possible, waiting for charge to be done. He still doesn't have his Templar Archives. It's definitely going to hurt him in his Archon count.
Yeah.
We're seeing PartinG get 2 Archons right now, and we'll have the ability to get more soon.
Right, and I noticed that Ruin also spent a lot of Chrono Boost on his +2 and his charge. Like, he's really trying to get those out. Losing some Stalkers here, though. He's trying to do anything he can to pick off even just a single unit. This is a real Phoenix, by the way. I think it's taken Ruin a second to realize that. And that's just going to eventually kill his Warp Prism, unless he, like, warps in Stalkers. I don't think so. Oh! That saves it with his own Blink, though.
But now the Stalkers are really out of position.
Oh, yes, they are. Okay.
But they get out.
Great maneuver there by Ruin.
Too slippery for you.
That is like a wet bar of soap right there.
Those are so annoying. You're in the shower, you're trying to use a bar of soap.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I don't use bar soap. It's like, it's too annoying.
I like bar soap. I like to get the ones that smell like really nice.
They're bad for your skin though, man. You gotta get shower gel.
That's really dry.
Yeah. Shower gel is good stuff.
Alright, you two.
Yep.
Alright. I'll get some shower gel just because I'm part of Team Salmon.
Good man.
Put some salmon oil on it.
You know, that could probably be good for your skin.
Yeah, I was reading that earlier today. Now, this is a lot of Immortals.
Yeah,
the Blink Stalkers are going to, like, melt here.
And Archons, I mean, yeah. It's actually going to be really hard to find a good Concave, especially.
The Time Warps available on this Nexus cannon, or on this Mothership Core, are really important.
He's going to let him go down, though.
He lets him go down, but the Zealots here are stuck at the back. A lot of them. Time Warps here for Ruin, not the best. One Time Warp plus a Nexus cannon is what PartinG decides to rely on here. So that's a lot of extra DPS, but the Immortals here at the back for Ruin are starting to get quite close. And, you know, he's got a lot of Zealots for buffering as well. Is Ruin going to do this?
It looks like it, man. And with the Blink, he can even blink forward and try to hatch those units. And with that huge win there in that fight, he's got PartinG on the big back foot here, trying to fight with his probes.
Yeah, now he's actually moved out of Nexus cannon range as well. And PartinG is now kiting Immortals on Zealots, trying to move back into that cannon. I think Ruin has done it. He's pulled off the upset. He's going to bring us to the ace match. Yeah. Ruin's like 2-0 versus Protoss.
This is ridiculous.
Kanata was right. He predicted it.
This is really nice play. Really great positioning.
He's going to type out GG.
GG.
Now, this is great for Ruin, I feel, mentality-wise. Obviously great for IM because now they go to the ace match, but terrible for PartinG, who's now on a losing streak here.
And terrible for SKT. They go down to Prime 3-1, I believe it was, and now going to an ace match against IM, they're looking like they're round 2 selves, you know? Yeah. They're not looking like round 3 SKT.
Yeah, really well said.
Yeah, that was a great engagement. I mean, I feel like PartinG kind of just let him roll down the ramp, and from there it was just like he was in a great position, had a great concave.
Yeah, exactly. He just like left him inside his house to like steal all his stuff or something. He like let him get a perfect position, and the Time Warps got on all of the Immortals while Rune's entire army was in a concave, and only one of the Time Warps hit Rune's army, and it was like more so towards the front, and the Nexus Cannon wasn't really doing that much damage. So I don't know. It was just a much better fought out fight there for Ruin.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's talk about PartinG now. PartinG takes a break from Pro League to focus